Hey YouTube world, it's Kirkpatrick. Thanks for dropping in. I like to do something every now and then called This Old Gun Series. And I also do my stories. So now I'm going to do a This Old Gun Series. Hope you don't mind. For those that don't, like guns, firearms, whatever, you may want to listen, you may not. You may learn something. I'm going to talk history. And I'm not a student of history. Wait a minute. No, I am a student of history. Yeah. I'm not an expert on history. I don't have any degrees in history or anything like that. But I continue to study history because history is doomed to be repeated. But history also holds a lot of questions. Sometimes the questions are better than the answers. But anyhow, so let's get on with an old gun tonight. Question to you. What's the most manufactured bolt-action rifle in the world? Was it in Springfield, Enfield? Was it Japanese Carcano? Was it the German Mauser? What was it? What is it? Is it Remington 700? Everybody's got one of them. No. It's a Russian rifle called the Mosin Nagant. This is it. It's a big old rifle. Yep. Big old long barrel, nice sight plane on it. 37 million of these things have been made. And for those that didn't know what a bolt-action rifle was when I said something, you cycle the ammunition through it with a bolt. Okay? That's a bolt-action rifle. Now, Russia started making these things in 1891. And then in 1889, they made a few little changes to it, strengthen it up. But it's really a simple gun, very inexpensive to make, and served its purpose at the time. Now the Mosin Nagant fires the 7.62 by 54R. Okay? Comparable, for those ballistic folks out there, to the American 308. Holds a little more powder than 308 and can carry a little more grains in the bullet and still be stabilized. Yep. Yeah. The little red line there is to keep water from getting in there because they don't crimp. This is a steel case. Brass case has got a good crimp on it, as you see. Anyhow, some of my reloading junk. So it shoots pretty awesome cartridge. A 30 caliber bullet. Somewhere in 180 to 220 grain, going down range at about 2,400 feet a second. When it hits you, it hurts. It's a good round. Good military option. Now let's just talk about the gun itself. As we talked about, it's a bolt action. It does have a magazine. I call it a box. It's not like a removable magazine, it's a box. And the only thing about the box is you load it from the top. But if for some reason you needed to unload it, well, you can just pull this little thing right here. Let's see. I'll get it going on here in a second. Ouch. And turn it upside down and do it. Man, I can't get that thumb gun come out of there. What the heck's going on here? Oh, there it goes. Thumb gun. That was tough right there. The magazine, that's the spring that holds the rounds. The magazine will dump, okay? I see no purpose to that in the military operation. None whatsoever. You never dump your rounds unless you've surrendered. No, you always keep rounds in the weapon at all times. All right, I mentioned these things started being made in 1891. This one right here, I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll put it up there. No, you ain't gonna be able to see that. Maybe you can. Heck, I don't know. I gotta get a little better lighting situation here. But this one was made in 1937. That's before World War II. But it was also right after the Bolshevik revolution, and the communists took control of Russia. And they continued to make weapons like this because they was worried about China. Worried about China coming up from the rear. So they made weapons like this. But when World War II broke out, this is what the average soldier in Russia, he was issued this. Issued this and 200 rounds of ammunition. And it's very accurate. Absolutely very accurate. I have taken deer with this gun. I've shot an antelope with it. At 500 yards. Open sights. It's an awesome weapon. It's cheap to make too, but the rate of fire is slow. But when you're putting people out there, I'm gonna pull the trigger, ain't nothing in there. When you're putting people out there that don't know nothing about guns, know how, that's what you want to give them, most simple tool. They just look down there and figure out the sights, pull the trigger, and do well. Now this one probably saw service in World War II, and the reason I say that is when you go looking at the serial numbers on it, the serial number on the barrel matches the serial number on the bolt and the bolt parts. So I know this was all one piece, or all one weapon at one time. But the magazine box, trigger housing, and trigger, which is all one piece that just sits up in there, is a different serial number. Also, as you can see, probably see some scuffing going on right in there and right up there. Sorry, right up there. Yeah, that's where they had to take this piece and grind a little metal off of it so it fit inside this wood. The last thing you want to do on an accurate arm is mess with the wood. You'd rather take metal off than mess with the wood. Because once the wood becomes part of the firearm, it's to behold. Yeah, it is. So I know that this gun was probably, you know, World War II when Russia was really catching heck, and Leningrad was surrounded, and Stalingrad was surrounded, and they were threatening to go to Moscow. Every young man and woman who could climb over a pile of bricks, the debris, were given one of these and 100 round of ammunition to march forward till you find the group or the enemy. That's how desperate they were. So these things were going to battle. Person got killed, collected off the battlefield, came back redone, sent back out. And still they made 37 million of these buggers. and one thing I noticed about this one, see if I can get this where you can see it. You see this indentation right here? A little bit of indentation in the stock. Well, that tells me this at one time had a sniper trigger in it, or a sniper trigger was on the stock because the sniper triggers had the tang that came back. Yeah, the little tang that came back, and then they had the scope mounted up here. They would take the sight here off, the graduating sight. You can take this sight and you can move it up and down to adjust, and put it back where I had it there. I had it sighted in right there at 200 yards. And oh, that ain't it. All right, that's it right there. And yeah, you could shoot somebody at 550 yards out. Pretty good. That's half a mile, I think, or something like that. It's pretty good back in World War II. Anyhow, so they made 37 million of these things, and they're still around. They're still being used. Hang on, gang. My dog over here, Spud, wanting to get in his bed, and I got the camera blocking his way, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Spud's in the bed. He's doing good. Spud's my old dog. He, I don't know, half beagle, half Jack Russell, something like that. Got a little Dotson in him too. Yep. All right, back to the Mosin Nagant. And this one here, I noticed the armory markings on it. Since they're all serial number the same, they ought to have the same armory markings, right? Unless they've been reworked. So I look, and there's the triangle with the arrow on the firing bolt. The actual bolt action, there's a triangle with an arrow, and on the barrel there's a triangle with an arrow. So I know they all came from the same shop. And do I know if they came from the same gunsmith? Well, you can actually get to looking at this little booger here a little bit, and then you'll see this little stamp right here. It looks like an upside down D. You know a D? Like upside down D, or like a little cup, or I don't know what you call it, but anyway, it looked like an upside down D to me. And it's on 2 of the 3 parts, but not on this one. On this one, it's got a little, it's like a at sign almost. I know they didn't have them back in them days, but it kind of looks like an at sign. Best I can tell, it faded pretty bad. But so that tells me that even though it's the same armory, somebody else made this piece. And I don't know if you know anything about gunsmithing, but it's the ultimate of watch. Gunsmithers and watchmakers are amazing people. It's like you have to match it all precisely. And one little cut too much, you have to start over. Always trying to fine tune, find the right to make everything function smooth. The Mosin Nagant, all right, the bolt action, and how does it lock up? Got to lock up somewhere, or the whole thing come flying out the back end, right? Yep. So it actually has 2 locking lugs in the front of the bolt. You probably can't see them. There's one on top and there's one on bottom. When you push it forward, they slide into the cam and lock into place. It also locks right here too. The bolt actually comes down and locks against this very strong piece of metal here. So something funky went on there. You still got a little edge of protection there. Like most firearms at the time, you can, depress the trigger and the bolt slide right out. Yep. And you can inspect the bolt. That's when I seen these other markings. Anyway, that's the bolt. It's got the firing pin in there, and the trigger mechanism just comes up and tinkles that thing right there, and she goes off. Anyway, it's a very simple design. I'll pull the trigger. Ain't nothing loaded around here. And the stock also got me a little bit interested. looking at it, and I talked to some other people, and I said, yeah, it's what they call a Dragoon model. Had the longer barrel. There's two more versions of this, shorter. There's one that's standard issue, which is about right in here, and then there's one they call a carbine, which is about right in there. But those are very rare. This is what they were pumping out at the factory, because this is what the common man, he needed an extra sight plane by the longer barrel to be able to hit the target. That's what it was all about in them days. Hit the target, get the Germans out of here. And then, anyway, I mentioned a little earlier, this thing has been in every war since 1891, basically. Every war, any conflict, anywhere in the world, these have showed up. Anywhere. I'm talking about modern day. Iraq, Afghanistan, Somalia, Syria. They're still there. They're still used. Excellent sniper rifle. You just want to pick somebody off one day in the neighborhood and open your dang curtain and put your gun out, barrel down on them and shoot them. It'll do it. Yep. It's war. Not real world. Anyway, I thought I'd introduce you to the Mosin Nagant. Oh yeah, another interesting thing. I talked to a buddy here a while back. He was kind of into these things. And these little slots right here. Yeah, slots right there. And there's another slot up here somewhere. Where's that thing at? Oh, here, there it is. Right there, under my mouth. That's where a strap go or sling, so they can tote it. They also said if you're taking the end cap off, the butt cap. I said, no, why would I want to take the butt cap off? He said, oh man, you need to do that on one of them old Russian guns. You'd be surprised what you can find in them. What? So, got looking at my butt cap. I didn't think about my butt cap. You know, that's what rests up against your shoulder. It's all metal. That's the way they were back in them days. I noticed the top right here. I noticed the serial number changed on it too. So this is not the original butt plate. And I said, oh, doggone, that means I probably ain't going to find nothing up under it. So you got a screw there, and a screw there. Undone the screws, took it off. You know, there wasn't up under it, but Russian soldiers would put a picture of their wife or kids, or they would, most of them got a little hollow space right in here. I'm sorry, a little hollow space right in here. No, it wasn't for a gun cleaning kit or anything like that at the time. It's just the way it was mounted to the mill. They needed some stability. Yeah, so the hole was drilled in there, and they would stuff papers and love letters and pictures and memorabilia from home, whatever. Thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, this one, once I knew the serial number had been changed, I knew somebody took off the original battlefield cover. They probably found out whatever the soldier had left in there. And then they put on this other one, and, you know, refitted it, and then scratched the serial number out. Put another number on it with another mark. But anyway, ouch. Sights are really rudimentary. A leaf sight here, and then there's a post sight with a little thing sticking up in the middle. Yeah, a little post sticking up in the middle of that ring. That's what you do. Does this thing kick? Yep. It kicks. But not bad. No, it don't kick bad. No. Nothing like no, 300 Win Mag or 300 Remington Ultra Mag or anything like that. But it kick. And I couldn't imagine being on the battlefield and running. I take this to the range. Usually 6 to 8 rounds is all I can take. I'm wore out. And I don't pick up another rifle. I'll go to pistol in, but you wore out. I can't imagine on a battlefield ripping 100 rounds down range. within an hour with this thing. Something else. Anyway, that's it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. History as I know it. It's all opinion. Some fact and some opinion. I can't separate them for you, so do your own research. That's what I tell everybody. Do your own research. Yep. When my daddy used to say, believe half of what you see, a quarter of what you hear, and 90% of what you feel. Yeah, we see. Yep. Anyhow, Mosin Nagant. Most popular bolt action, most manufactured bolt action in the world still to this day. And they don't manufacture them no more. They still show up on battlefields every day. Every day. Yep. All right, group. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for dropping by. Jeez. Yep. So I thought I'd do this, and I'll come up with a story tomorrow. I ain't got to come up with it. I already got it wrote down over here. But anyway, we'll do a story tomorrow. Y'all stick around. Love you. God bless you. Adios.